Go ahead.
Madam Chair, my name is John McKay, and I am known to many of you here as a person who has been involved in public life in one form or another for the past 40 years, I guess. And it was mentioned that when we come in the hall here, well, here we are again. And Dr. Sanjay mentioned as well that there is a consistent and determined effort by the bureaucracy in Fredericton to reduce the effectiveness of healthcare and a regional hospital, especially in the Miramichi. Now this has been going on for a long time, and we can discuss how it happened and we can discuss why it happened. But the most important thing I think that brings us here tonight, and we have a very large turnout, but there are more people at the hockey game probably than there are here, so we really have to get our message out. We need to save our health care here in Miramichi. If we're going to have, and this is a concern of the Mayor and Council, of the MLAs, of the Chamber of Commerce, of the Federation of Labor, it's a concern of everyone. If we're going to have a viable community that has existed here for over 250 years, if we're going to have a viable community that's going to attract young people, to maintain any kind of level of community service, we need to have first-class health care like the rest of the province. Like the rest of it. We need to have us come together. You know what my political stripe is? There's no secret about that. But there is a time when somebody is in an elected position, has to come forward and recognize who it is that chose you. And it's the people. And it is not satisfaction enough to say, if an MLA doesn't do his job, he's going to find out in the next election, or he's going to be gone in the next election, but the hospital will be gone before the next election too. Right. That's the concern. Question would be, who is to stand for us now? The first speaker raised that very, very valid question. Who stands up for us now? Well, the only one we would have would be our board members. And they have been sent off to Siberia, to the great board member gulag.
Yeah, 2 of them.
And that's happened in the past. We all know what happened when the previous board exposed the scandal and the theft that was going on at our Miramichi Hospital. Money that was sold, by the way, that has never been paid back yet in its entirety. Wonder why. They're running around looking for ways to get money, but we have almost $1 million that's owed by these culprits, and nobody has made the effort, either liberal or conservative, to collect that money yet. But those, at that time when they raised that scandal, the board was dismissed then, along with the culprits. Almost like they were being punished for bringing this to the attention of the government. But the MLAs and the MP and the mayor and councillors' first priority is to the people here. You have to represent the people here. It's the people here that gave the MLAs that privilege of sitting in the legislature in Fredericton. And it is the people in the end who are depending on those 55 MLAs. Now, I'm going to close in this. It's all right to talk about the concern, and we know the concern is real. But the question has to be asked, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do that's going to cause a change in the direction that seems to be so obvious coming out of Fredericton? One thing we must not do is allow this issue to divide us in this community. Question of whether it's dividing us. This is not a French-English issue. It is not a union management issue, and it's not a liberal-conservative issue. That's what they would like to see. If anybody raises concerns, whether you're against the government, anybody says, well, your concerns are not valid, well, you're against the opposition. And when we jockey back and forth between liberal and conservative, then we have divisions among ourselves. And that's perfectly what those in Fredericton, those bureaucrats, want to see us happen. We're going to fight over crumbs. When they build nursing homes in Moncton and Fredericton and St. John and everywhere else, and we scrap over minor issues and fight to the death over minor issues, that falls right into the lap of those who want to see us diminished. Because there's nobody going to look after us. Keep that in mind. There's no guardian angel in Fredericton to look after us. It does make a difference who we send to Fredericton, and it does make a difference how they stand up for Miramichi. It does make a difference. We are not considered part of the North by our northern cousins in Camelton and Bathurst and Tracadie and so on. We are not considered part of the South. If you were in Fredericton or in Moncton or St. John, well, we're like over north. They feel everybody who is north of Boystown is over north. That's like Miramichi, Bathurst, Greenland, anywhere else. It's all over north. So we don't have anybody but ourselves. One thing I would suggest is that this is an issue for the mayor and council to grapple and take issue as a non-partisan entity, as the recognized leaders in the community. Convene a meeting. Convene a meeting with our 4 or 5 MLAs. We have 3 government MLAs. We have 2 opposition MLAs. They are all our MLAs. They were all elected. And Mr. Mayor and members of council, don't let those 5 MLAs leave the room until they have come to a common position of what's in the best interest of the Miramichi, and then stand there. In closing, there is no political party that is without blame as far as the level of services that we have received here in the Miramichi. No political party is entitled to receive all of the blame, and no political party is to be entitled to receive none of the blame. And we start putting blame on people of what went on in the past. We know what went on in the past. We know that we got royally treated unfairly, something else, but we know that we didn't get the treatment that we thought would be fair. But the time is to march ahead and move on. We're part of New Brunswick. I remember when I was part of Mayor and Council, we had one position when in dealing with both federal and provincial government, and always said we want fairness. And in fact, we're so reasonable that we will take 50% of what the rest of the province considers as fair and settle for it. But we need to have one position, not divided by union or management, not divided by liberal or conservative. And I've got a whole list of things I could point out of all the sins that went on in the past, that some of these people, liberal, conservatives, labor leaders, Linda Silas Martin stands out so much in my mind when she was president of the Nurses Union and come out publicly against the regional hospital for the Miramichi. God love her, she's no longer your president now. So there's nobody who was found without fault. Nobody found without fault. But that is not the issue tonight. The issue is what do we do to preserve our health care for the future of the people of Miramichi. And I say again, I think this is an issue for the mayor and council to rise to the occasion. You're the only ones that the people can look upon as the entire non-partisan spokespeople for the region. Bring in the mayor of Nigawak and the mayor of Rogersville and the mayor of Blackville and the mayor of Doketown and the mayor of Nigawak. I guess I went in there twice. and bring those 5 MLAs together and hammer out a common position, because common sense will quickly determine what's in the best interest of the people of Miramichi. Thank you very much.